Come back. The 16 Days of Activism for No Violence Against Women and Children campaign has started from today, and it will run until the 10th of December. Let's now speak to Leonora who is Tima is the surname, who is the founder and is with Kwanele, which is an app we'll be telling you about in an organization. They have designed this to assist women who want to report gender-based violence. Leonora, thank you so much for making time for us this afternoon. So speak to us more about this app, because essentially it's going to change the traditional way of reporting gender-based violence. How is it going to work?
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, so the app that we've built is focused on looking at how to increase reporting rates for gender-based violence. And it has a few functions. It has a panic button that is integrated with armed response, national armed response. It's on a data-free platform, so you don't need data to be able to access it. And it is a free application. And it live and audio streams the second that you activate a panic for 2 minutes, and that is geolocated and timestamped so that it can be subpoenaed for court purposes. And then there's also a vault hidden within the app, which enables users to upload audio-visual or narrative data that can also be used in court for evidence purposes.
Yeah. There are many reasons preventing women from laying a criminal complaint against their attacker. A lot of the times, they don't get the support that they need. A lot of the times, the police themselves are not equipped to deal with these sensitive issues, and women end up being re-victimized. Are these the main reasons many women don't report such crimes?
Yes, look, I think it's a complex situation, and I think there are multiple reasons, but I think if you were to identify what the main reason is, I think it would be fear. Fear of victimization and victim shaming within SAPs or within a community, and I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that a lot of the police force are very ill-equipped to be able to deal with the gender-based violence situation that we have within this country.
How do we get these women to get the right support they need? And maybe that will speak to the work that NGOs like yourselves can play.
I think one of the key problems is the lack of data. I think even if you look at the stats that were released yesterday, even though the picture that they paint is dire, I think the truth is that they are probably a fifth to the real figures that actually are out there because of the lack of reporting. And I think because we don't have that accurate data, then the amount of resources that are deployed from a government level to the grassroots level then isn't sufficient. And I think the main way that we look at increasing knowledge, training, and all of that starts with acquiring accurate data.
Yeah. Is legal support even accessible for many of these women?
No. I mean, the problem is if you look at the justice system and the way that it's packaged, just the language that's used is inaccessible to many people. And I think that is the key problem. And that's what we're looking to address within the app, is looking at ways to use technology to turn legalese language into easy-to-use a legal system that we can guide people through easily and simply using technology.
Yeah. And we sometimes see cases of women laying criminal charges only to withdraw them a few days later. How does this Kwanele app help them throughout the journey from the day of reporting to also the day of prosecution? Because often women get the support when they have to report the cases, or only at the end when the case goes to trial. But in between, often that becomes a lonely journey for them.
Yes, it's a lonely journey, often where people are financially responsible, reliant on the perpetrator, and then 3 days after they've laid a complaint don't have food to eat, and then they have very little choice but to retract the criminal claim. So we stand with the survivor from day one to the end. We provide legal support, but we also have an emergency line where people can chat using WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger. The chat will now be incorporated into the app from the beginning of next year as well, where people can just reach out and say, we're feeling lonely, what's the process? I think people also don't anticipate how long the legal journey is. I think they expect someone to be arrested and then they're gone, and then it's very quick, and that's not the case. It takes like months for these things to go into court, and I think that's where a lot of people lose hope because they don't know what's going on. And so we help upskill and educate people around the criminal justice system as well so that their expectations are realistic.
Yeah, you've mentioned that this app is a data-free platform. Is it as easy as just download it? How functional it is? So once someone has downloaded it, is it quite easy to really figure out?
So, well, that's the exact challenge, I guess, for us, is that we have tried to design something that is easy, like as easy as possible for people to use, because we're expecting that people that use it may not be hugely tech savvy or used to using their technology in this way. So we've tried to make it very simple. We are running research currently with groups within the community of people that are using the app so that we can improve its functionality and the way that it serves the public generally. And yes, you can just download it from the Android. It's available on Android and on iOS. You do have to reach out to us currently for a membership code, and that's purely just because we're a non-profit and we cover the data costs and the running costs of the app. So just to make sure that we don't go bankrupt because too many people download it too quickly, we have put in a membership code functionality currently. But all you need to do is message us on our social media platforms or on our WhatsApp number, and we will issue you a membership code.
And what difference would you like to see as the result of people getting this app? So what do you want to achieve through this app?
So the goal is that we can increase the reporting rates, even if they're not reporting it as a criminal case, just that people are starting to report more so that we have more accurate data around the number of incidents of gender-based violence, so then we can use that data for lobbying, policy change, and hopefully to bring more funds at a grassroots level.
Leonora Time, thank you so much for making time. Leonora is the founder of Kwanele. I appreciate you making time for us this afternoon.